Today, we're going to modify the spawn behavior of the gnome enemy in REPO. The vanilla behavior of the game is such that the gnome will spawn in groups of 4. Our modifications will instruct each instance of the gnome enemy to instead instantiate quite a bit more. The best part is you don't have to know any coding at all to pull this off. To do this, you will need Unity Asset Bundle Extractor Avalonian. To find this, navigate to the UABEA release page on GitHub. Most users are going to look for the UABEA windows.zip. You'll download the zip and go ahead and extract it to whatever place makes logical sense to you. Find the application and launch it. A small window like this will open. If you felt so compelled, you could click Options and toggle on Dark Mode. Once your UABEA window is open, go ahead and navigate to your game's data folder in File Explorer. For our purposes, we are looking at REPO. In my case, that exists in Program Files 86, Steam Apps, Common, and REPO. Then within that folder, there is a repo_data folder. We are looking for the assets file, shared assets 0.assets. Note there are similarly named files that are resource file types or RESS files. You're specifically looking for the assets file. Once you've located the proper assets file, go ahead and click and drag that into the Unity Asset Bundle Extractor window. You'll see the game's assets load up in list view. To quickly find a given asset, you can click View, go to Asset, and specify the path ID. In our case, we can go ahead and use the path ID 683263. This will bring you to the enemy gnome mono behavior. From here, you're going to click Edit Data in the right menu. And you might be thinking, hey, you said I didn't need to know any coding, so why am I looking at code? Well, you know already that the gnome enemy usually spawns in groups of 4, right? And you'll notice here that we have 4 blocks of the same code. You don't have to know how to write code or know anything about coding at all, really, to understand these probably represent the number of gnomes instantiated per instance of this enemy. So literally all we're going to do is copy and paste this block as many times as you want. I'll just do that a couple times initially to show you what I mean. Now, we don't want the block that references path ID 55269. This is a separate script. You're looking for a block that references 159638. So as you're highlighting the block to copy it, you should have 4 total lines highlighted. Then move your cursor to below the last block in the array and start pasting beneath it. Note you will want to change the array index, which is just the numerical value at the top of each block, so that they're sequential. By default, you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you paste in 2 additional blocks, your new blocks should have values 5 and 6 respectively. You will also want to change these 5 values here as they denote the total number of elements in the array. So again, if you pasted 2 additional blocks, you'll add 2 to this number. So in our case, it would be a 7. So if you left the code exactly like this and save a new version of this asset file, it would indeed spawn in 2 additional gnomes. But that doesn't sound particularly funny. I'd prefer the game be borderline unplayable. So I'm going to go ahead and paste this block in, say, 15 additional times. Once you're satisfied with the amount of gnomes you've added by pasting in this block however many additional times, go ahead and click OK at the bottom left of your Edit Data window. You should now see an asterisk in the modified column of your row associated with the path ID we just updated. Now click File, Save As, and choose a temporary location for the new assets file. I am just going to put this in my Downloads folder. It may take a moment to save this file. In our case, we're looking for the file size to be around 114,000 KB. So if you're seeing a much smaller value for your file size, it's probably not done saving yet. and you might need to be a little patient. Once it is saved, go ahead and navigate to wherever you saved it to. I'm going to put my File Explorer windows side by side so I have my new assets file on the right and my repo data folder on the left. And I'm going to click and drag our new assets file into the repo data folder. Now, you'll notice I get an error here. That's because our file is still open in UABE Avalonia. So go ahead and completely close out of UABE, then click and drag again, and replace the vanilla assets file when prompted. Once your assets file is replaced, you're done. Go ahead and launch the game. You might have to try a few different levels before the game decides to spawn in a gnome, but once you find them, it should look something like this. And just for fun, I'll show you my friend's reaction to this modification. They were decidedly unappreciative of my work.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Stop it! Why are you so damn it?
God damn it, Nate!
No!
Why did you make so many? This is horrible!
Now, you might be wondering, could I apply this behavior to other enemies? Could I have, for example, 5 beavers running around or a pack of headmen? And the answer is probably, but it'd be a little more complicated. That's because the game already expects to spawn gnomes in a group. We simply changed the size of the group. But the same is not true for other enemies. The game expects to instantiate only one. So I think we could inject our own code using BepInEx in such a way that facilitates group spawns of other enemies. If that's something you're interested in, you can express that interest by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, sharing the video with your friends, etc. If the interest is there, I'd love to look at some more advanced modding techniques and really just fully make this an entirely different game over several different modifications. So if that sounds fun, let me know in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.